Hi.
Hey guys.
Wait, I'm trying to put my crown on.
Oh, please put it on.
It's stuck.
Hi. Oh, wait. Wait.
Welcome back to Awkward Stage, the podcast. Today is a very special episode because it's just me, who is Nicole, and Alina, who is Alina.
Hi, and that's me. I'm Alina. Nicole, if you are watching right now, and that was our producer Joey who played something.
He's wildly unprofessional.
Man, Joey, are you fucking this up again?
We hate Joey. This is my wedding episode. Wait, we need to bring Joey out.
Yes. Wait, this is Nicole's wedding episode. For those watching, she's wearing a white tulle. What's the right word?
Tulle, yeah.
Ensemble and a crown.
It's a robe. It was my getting ready robe.
And
Yeah.
a crown that is the most fabulous king's crown, not a tiara, mind you, that Nicole wore to her wedding.
I'm not a princess, I'm a king.
Exactly.
So I was going to wear my wedding dress for
Yeah.
this episode, but my mom's having it preserved
What does that mean?
in Massachusetts. I don't know. I just know that it means you can like throw it in your attic for the rest of time.
So is it like getting laced with something, or is it being put in plastic?
Yeah, they're
like
lacing
for a
it with
museum?
cocaine. No,
Ooh.
I don't know. I think they like.
Business idea.
I think they like put chemicals on it that make it so the fabric doesn't like rot.
Oh, like what they did with like Marilyn Monroe's dresses, and then like one day Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian can wear it to the Met Gala.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll wear it to the Met Gala.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Met Gala? Invite us.
But honestly, like we took my mom's wedding dress out when I got engaged.
Yes, I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, it was so 80s with the big
Yes,
sleeves.
yes.
But it fit me.
I loved it.
We were like, we have to do something with this. But then every wedding event, I didn't want to wear it.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to wear my own thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like my wedding dress will never be used again.
Okay, so maybe this is just the first of many outfits or dresses that are, you know, that represent a very special day in your life. And when you're like 60, you have this whole museum of, you know, like you can wear like whatever you wore when you won your first Emmy. And when you went to the Oscars, and
when I
like,
went to the Oscars.
you know, those natural steps that are
You know
coming
what's
up.
absolutely going to be in the museum?
Mm-hmm.
Every single pair of shants that I own. I don't know if you guys have been following my Instagram, but
I have at Nikki Dubes.
Yeah, at Nikki Dubes, we are on a big shants kick. Shoe pants. They're shoes that are also pants. They're a one-piece shoe pants. Shants.
Like, you think she's joking, but that's exactly what it is.
And I intend to wear them on every red carpet I get invited to.
Yeah. And it's a big deal when they let us walk the red carpet, because like last year we got invited to some events and some premieres, and our manager said to us that was actually really awkward. That was one of our first encounters together as like accidental influencers.
Yeah, what event was that?
It was the premiere of that Peacock show with Kristen Wiig and MacGruber.
Yes.
MacGruber.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got invited to the MacGruber premiere.
We were so excited.
It was like
we
the
were like,
third
oh my
event
God,
we've ever been invited to. And when we first started, Alina and I just like started getting followings on TikTok at the same time. And we were
you
like,
can say it. We started influencing you guys.
We started influencing you guys at the same time. And we were getting out of Alina's car one day, and I was like, Alina, do you think we're ever going to get like invited to events? And she was like, oh my God. Wait, what if we start getting invited to events? I was like, Alina, we might get to go to events because you like see actors go to events and stand on carpets and stuff. So this was like one of the first ones, and we thought we were gonna be able to walk the red carpet.
Yeah, because our manager told us that we should expect to be walking the red carpet, and then we had this whole text thread, and we went to the mall, I mean separately, but we were like, what should we wear?
Yeah.
It's so important. People are gonna look at our pictures, and it's like...
My outfit was terrible.
I don't remember. Oh, was it the leather?
It was
like a
all
leather.
orange leather. It photographed terribly.
Okay, wait. Yes, you were wearing the brown thing, and
It was orange.
Orange.
You were also wearing orange.
I was also wearing orange, and it was the Kawinky Dink.
But yours was really cute, and mine
Thank
was
you.
terrible.
But anyway, we thought we were gonna walk the red carpet, and you got there first.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the terrifying task of, because there's always like a red carpet coordinator. There's like people who work the red carpet, and you tell them who you are. They put your name on a piece of paper so the photographers get your name right?
Yeah.
And we were told to go to the red carpet and to go to this person. And you went there.
Yeah. I went there and got completely shut down. She was like, this is for only people who were involved in the project. There's another photo opportunity for social media influencers on the other side. And it was like a like fake army truck.
Yeah.
With like that just like said MacGruber across the
No carpet.
side. But the worst part of all of this is so Alina and I used to take classes at the Groundlings.
Yes.
And
Comedy is like an improv comedy school.
Yeah. One of the comedians, I think main company comedians or like a teacher there.
Yeah.
Was in MacGruber and had invited the entire Groundlings main company. So it was like all the people who are our teachers at that school. And they were all there.
Yeah.
And so I got denied to go on the red carpet in front of all of them.
The people.
I don't think they know who I am. I know who they are because they would teach at the Groundlings.
Yeah, they don't know who we are.
No.
No.
But I was like, that's mortifying.
Because it's also like we're actresses, and ultimately we want to be on MacGruber. We wish we were on MacGruber, but then you kind of get close to these premieres, and you know, we are booking some work here and there, but it's just like the reminder of like the harsh distinction between like, no, you guys are influencers.
Yeah.
You weren't acting in this, so you do not get to walk the red carpet. And we were like, okay, got it. Totally deserved. We are trash.
But also you would think that they would want more people taking photographs on their carpet with their logo, with everything, because then you're posting it and people hear about the show.
Right.
Like we went to the Birdie,
yes,
Catherine called Birdie premiere,
Birdie a couple days ago,
which was insane.
It was
the
insane premiere.
Coolest event ever. We had some really questionable tarot card readings. No, they were really good. The tarot card readings were really good. Like I had my tarot card reading and it was so spot on. She knew everything about what was going on with my like family drama.
Yeah, and to give the background, Catherine Called Birdie is like a medieval. It's a medieval setting for the movie, so they had an entire medieval
like booth,
like a festival.
Yeah,
set up
yeah, festival
as part of the
turkey
premiere.
legs.
Yeah, turkey legs, tarot reading,
like
candle
crystals,
making, crystal stuff. Yeah,
hand massages. So we spent most of our time waiting in line for the tarot card reading because she was spending like 10 minutes.
We were like, oh, we need this
with each
we
person.
Need help.
So mine was really spot on and really helpful and like crazy. And Alina like knows everything about me at this point. So she also knew that it was like exactly spot on. And then, so we were like, she's this legit. Woman is really legit. And then she turns to do Alina, and Alina's is like fucked up. Alina's tarot card reading was fucked.
She looks at my cards and she goes, sorry for the long pause. It's just that.
No, and then she pulled two more.
She's like, oh, you're getting extra cards. She's like, oh. That like one just had a skeleton on it. She's like, oh. She's like, well, this card is just chaos. And then this card is grief and sadness. So why don't we pull more cards from this? And she made me like,
and then she like got a couple that also looked really sketchy and ominous. And she was like, well, this is like a rebirth. This is like a revamping.
She's like, it's gonna be so the chaos and the grief, and it's gonna be, but you know, at the end of the day, you're gonna come out stronger for it, and you can fulfill your potential then. And I was like, what?
Alina had to immediately get a hand massage.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go to the hand massage booth. What's going to happen to me or my loved ones? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. She told me the thing. She was like, you have too many cooks in the kitchen in your life.
Yeah.
And like I do right now. Like I'm going through some weird family drama, and like everyone's coming at me from all angles with their own opinions.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, you're right. She was like, trust yourself. And I was like, I trust myself.
I do trust myself. That tarot reader did a number on me. Like ever since, like right after I went to a party and I was like, I was walking to my car alone after, and I was like, what if something happens to me? And she was talking about the grief comes from me losing my leg or something. I don't know. I've just been like thinking about.
Yeah. Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe
but it's probably some like
mine
you
was
said,
right and yours was wrong.
And probably.
Probably.
It's some old stuff, old trauma, grief stuff that I have to work through that has nothing to do with like any timeline or anything.
Yeah, it's just your old shit.
It's just the old shit.
It's just your old shit resurfacing.
Yes.
Should we get into my
Yes.
wedding?
You got
married September 3rd. I'm sorry I couldn't invite you guys. It's expensive.
I was invited. I was there. It was...
You know who else was there? 70 of my dad's family members.
I hear that's how it
of
goes.
My dad's cousins. Yeah.
Was that part of, when you were a little girl and you were dreaming about your wedding, was that like part of it to have your dad's friends there?
Well, it's not my dad's friends. It's literally my dad's family. He has a huge family. It's like literally my dad's side of the family was 70 people.
Wow.
I know.
That's a lot.
Wild. But yeah, obviously I knew they would all be there.
Yeah.
When I was little. Because I would look around at Christmas Eve and be like, oh, fuck.
Oh, well. Got a plan for these guys.
There's a lot of Italian people here.
You got married in Boston.
And
it was beautiful.
That's a really good Boston accent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got married at the Boston Public Library. Look, you guys, I wanted to get married in California. I'm not going to lie to you. We looked at some California mansion type places that really squeezed my knees, Yeah,
it's crazy.
But then my parents really wanted us to get married in
Boston.
Boston, by the way, is like just not even a thing. It's like Boston because it's like awe. It's like awe.
Like awe?
Awe.
Boston.
Like boss. Yeah.
Boston.
Not ba. It's like Boston.
Yeah. I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, she's German. I made fun of German people in my TikTok yesterday. Did you see it?
I saw that. I felt very honored.
Okay, good. So then my parents really wanted us to get married in Boston because like my dad wanted his family to be able to be there. Like there's some people who can't travel or wouldn't travel, So we went into the Boston Public Library and we fell in love.
Which is beautiful.
We fell in love with it.
It's beautiful.
It has these weird creepy murals everywhere. It has these like giant lion statues. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's very Sex and the City wedding. Like it reminded me of like Carrie, and I mean, for if you need a visual reference, it was just beautiful, gorgeous, historic. I mean, that's what Boston is known for, being a historic town that being a historic city
it was the
that brought up a lot of famous old white men.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous old white men from Boston. Also is the first public library in the United States.
What? I didn't know that. That's even more historic.
Boston was like the first place ever
in America.
In the United States.
Look, I'm from Europe, so
no, Boston was the first place
you
to
wish
ever exist. Ever.
Nicole, I have news for you.
Life before America? No way.
No, it did not exist.
Also, my wedding was Enchanted Swamp themed,
yes.
which I did get a lot of backlash for when
did?
When I told people I'm having Enchanted Swamp. They're like, "What, like Shrek?" And I was like, "Yeah, like Shrek."
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, like classy Shrek.
Classy
in
Shrek.
The library
because it was gorgeous. The flower arrangements were incredible, and it's not what you think. It's not like flashy Shrek or like movie themed or anything like that.
Right. It was like quirky flowers and moss and mushrooms.
Yes. It was beautiful.
And then all of the songs that we walked down the aisle to during my wedding ceremony were from Shrek 1 soundtrack.
But they were played on violins.
On a string quartet.
Yes.
So like I walked down the aisle to, Da 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 da. I walked down the aisle to that,
which is beautiful.
but I didn't. But Chris and I didn't tell anyone we were doing that, because we didn't want anyone to tell us like that's weird. Don't do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we didn't tell anyone. So everyone was sitting, watching the wedding, and like my bridesmaids are walking down the aisle, and they're all going, "Is this from fucking Shrek? wait, this song's from Shrek too." Are they doing a Shrek wedding right now? And I have red hair and my husband's bald and just like, and we did a full, and then my officiant, who won't be named, quoted Shrek at the end of our ceremony.
Yeah. And we loved it.
Did you notice?
We noticed the soundtrack. Yeah. And then, when we were sitting down for dinner, we were like, this is a Shrek wedding.
Because like once you heard the first song, you're like, oh, that's from the Shrek soundtrack. Yeah. Then you heard Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So did you put it together?
We put it together, okay. Yeah. I was sitting with our friend and fellow comedian Anastasia Nurinsky and her husband, and me alone with a couple. So I was sitting with them, and we put it together, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were crying because it was so beautiful. And when you walked down the aisle, it was just like such a vision. And then with your dad, and the music was so beautiful, and the setting, we were just immediately crying.
My wedding started an hour late, so it was dark during the ceremony. But all the lights were there were like beautiful twinkle lights and stuff. Yeah. And somehow there was a spotlight on me, which I did not pay for.
Mm-hmm. They did that. They did a good job. The ceremony was beautiful. Did you love it?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, Alina, is the whole thing felt like a performance to me, because I was being watched the whole time.
Yeah.
And when I perform, like when I do live shows and stuff, like I black out.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm in
because you're nervous.
I'm in like a zone.
Yeah.
Not even I'm nervous. I'm so focused on everything, but I'm so focused on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like the only time I was really like tuned in and cued in was during our vows. Mm-hmm. But I could not tell you a single thing that happened during that wedding ceremony outside of the vows. And besides that, my sister changed my writing for the reading that I gave her to do.
How
I like wrote this really funny reading of like the story of how Chris and I met, and we gave it to my sister and his brother to like read, and they were reading both the parts.
It was really cute.
My sister didn't like it, and she changed it, and she took out all the jokes.
You don't change the bride's
You don't change the bride's reading.
The bride is the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I remember that. I only remember the parts I didn't like.
As is life.
No. And then I remember like looking out like at the people during one point, and then I remember like after like our first kiss ever. Finally. It was slimy. After our first kiss ever, I remember like walking back down the aisle and like seeing everyone and like, yeah.
I feel that way sometimes when I go to like parties or, you know, like, or like my own birthday party or something, because you're so focused on, is everyone happy? And like, you're a people pleaser. Right. Like, is everyone happy? Is everyone having a good time at my wedding? Like, because they all came for you.
And like so focused on talking to them and saying the right thing and like being good at it. That like
being a good bride.
Yeah, I spent so much of my time at the wedding like talking to people. But when I was talking to people, I was so focused on like, is this conversation going well? Like, you know, because it's like a lot of, it's not like you're just like talking to your friends. Like, it's a lot of people that you don't know that well or haven't seen in a while, or might be from Chris's side, or, you know. Yeah. So it's all like, is this conversation going well?
Yeah.
And then I feel like
it feels like a very high pressure situation too, because you're merging two families and like, this is it. And you're like, do you now like me as part of your family? And like, do you like this celebration that I
do you like the words coming out of my mouth? Am I smiling enough? Like, it just was like I was so hyper focused.
You
on,
had
like,
a little
what
you on your shoulder, like watching everything you were doing.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say that about their wedding, and I was like, I won't be like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll enjoy my wedding. And not that I didn't. I, of course, enjoyed my wedding, but I spent so much time being, like, so socially aware.
Yeah. Would you, now looking back, like, if you were to give yourself a piece of advice, Nicole, who's, like, right in the morning of the wedding, or like before the ceremony starts, like the main event, like what would you say to yourself now? Like, would you do anything differently? Would you want to be more like would you want to think more like, what do I want right now? Do I feel good? Do I like this conversation, or
well, that's the thing, is I don't know if there is a way to do it differently.
I don't think so,
because no matter what, you're standing there and people are coming up to you and you're talking to people and, like, you're trying to get through. Like, I don't know if there is a way to do it differently, but if I did do it differently, I think I would, like, just take more time, like, kind of, like, looking around, like, looking at the flower arrangements that I've been dreaming about for a year. Like, like, looking at just, like, acknowledging what's happening around me instead of just, like, spending my whole time looking into people's eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I have never gotten married, as you know, but I have worked a lot of weddings before I was a famous influencer.
Doing catering?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, doing catering at weddings in LA, and a lot of weddings. And there's the bride and the groom, or the bride in particular, never ate her meal. It was always someone was in charge of, like, bringing her food and, like, bringing her some of the apps and then bringing her the main meal, because they never sat down to eat, and they were just going from table to table, and, like, so it's so performative, and it's so like there's so much pressure on them. And I feel like that was the common theme of, like, every wedding that I've ever been to, where
I didn't eat that much, but I also wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
Because I was, like,
all the adrenaline.
There was so much happening. And I was drinking.
Yeah. And there were mac and cheese balls.
I don't know if I got drunk. I don't know.
Your body probably killed your adrenaline killed all your alcohol level.
I know that my friend David, they got married, like, 2 months before us, so they had just gone through it. And he was my personal drink bringer, and I didn't assign him that. He just would come up to me every 20 minutes and be like, do you need something? What do you want?
That's
a good
position.
A couple times he just brought me 3 options.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He knows what's up.
Because, like, and then, like, at one point I was, like, on the dance floor, and none of my bridesmaids were on the dance floor. And I was like, why is no one on the dance floor? And my sister's friend, who got married recently too, runs out into the hallway, and she's like, if you're wearing green, you're on the dance floor. God. And is, like, getting everyone, like, oh man.
Getting everyone.
And I was milking it too. I was like, I'm the bride.
As you should. You're never going to get this opportunity again.
But I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get the video back, because then I can, like, remember what the frick happened.
Yeah.
I never even saw my cake.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, we saw it sitting there for a second, and then they took it away and cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a guest, from my perspective, your wedding was perfect. And it was the most beautiful.
Tell me about it. I'd love to know what it was like.
It was the most beautiful event I have ever attended. And it was black tie, and it was this, it just seemed like we're in a movie or something.
Alina, what were you wearing?
I was wearing a long red silky gown.
With a corset.
Yes.
Right?
It had, like, a corset. Because you said to us months before your wedding, you cannot go, like, dress to the nines. You can't go too big. And I was like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And then I found this dress, and I sent it to you because I wanted your approval. And you said, get this dress if you don't get this dress.
Yeah.
And then I did, and it was so beautiful, and I felt so beautiful. But then after the wedding, I was talking to some of my friends in Germany, and they were like, your dress was so beautiful. Like, I saw a similar dress like that, because I'm going to a wedding. But, the thing is, like, with red, it's like you're not don't, like, I feel like I'm going to take attention away from the bride. And it's so like, don't do that at a wedding. And like, it's not about you. And I'm like, are you like subtly trying to tell me that you thought I was like a selfish bitch at my friend's wedding?
I could see if it's like a garden wedding.
Right.
And you're wearing a red gown with a corset.
Yeah.
Like, but this was a black tie, late night wedding.
Yeah. I was like, listen, bitch, the bride was wearing a crown and I got her approval before I went. So
no, a lot of
suck
people
it.
were in really bold colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
And like full gowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Because I told everyone, please dress as if you're going to a celebrity's wedding because you have to dress for the job you want.
Yeah. And I loved it. I mean, I also came with the intention of like fully making it like a movie where you go and you like hook up with someone, you know?
Yeah.
And I was working really hard. And I was the night before at the like welcome drinks thing, I was just like scanning the room and I was like, I can't be like too proactive about it. I have to just let it like a meet cute. Like maybe there's going to be like a cute server at the wedding or something, you know? And then I was just like, I'm so chill about it. Doop de doop de doop. Like someone's going to bump into me any minute now. Me looking like this with my red gown. But then, and because also there were some other single women at the wedding and we were talking about it, you know, like this is our chins.
There were like some very eligible single women at the wedding.
Yeah.
I'll say there was probably 3 single men at that wedding.
Yeah.
Chris has no single friends.
Yeah. And also, but also I'm like this. I always say like I want to meet someone, I want to talk to someone, I want to hook up with someone, but then when someone talks to me, I'm like, what are you like? Don't talk to me.
Why would you ever
Why
talk
would you
to
talk
you're a
to me?
stranger?
Literally the other day I was at a bar 2 nights ago with my friend and we were sitting at the bar talking about guys and talking about like, you know, which dating app should we go on? And we were talking about dating apps and stuff and then like a guy walks up to us and he goes, do you guys have a straw? And I turned to him and I'm like, do you have a straw? Really? Do you have a straw? Is that your question for us? Is that really your question for us? He was like, yeah. I was like, do we look like we have a straw? Do we look like we work here? Or do we look like we're drinking drinks at the bar? And I was like, why would we have a straw? There are straws all over. He's like, well, because you're sitting at the corner and sometimes there's like straws at the corner. I was like, then look if there's a straw. Don't ask us. You want to talk to us. You want to like hit on us. Oh my God. I know. I was like, ripped him into pieces. And then he was like, no, I swear. He goes like this. No, I swear I wasn't trying to hit on you. I was sorry. I was at a concert today and my brain is like foggy. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm going to go find a straw. 2 minutes later, literally 2 minutes later, he comes up to us and he goes, hey, are you guys single? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He was like, are you? I was like, I'm so offended by this question. He was like, why? I was like, that's none of your business. And I was like, why do you want to know? He's like, well, because my buddy over there, I was going to introduce him to you.
Alina, you should never go back to a bar.
Okay, but listen. He was like, my buddy over there, he's like single. And I don't know if I should introduce him to you. I was like, you still shouldn't ask us if I'm single. If that's your question, then ask us that question. Ask us if we want to meet your single buddy. Because whether or not we are single still doesn't matter. Like, we can make that decision for ourselves. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I was like, no, you don't understand. And I need you to listen to me. And then I explained it to him again. And then he shook my hand. He's like, you know what? Thank you for that. And then he brought over his buddy.
And he brought over his friends? Man.
And then we were like shaking them off. And then I went to the bathroom. And when I came back, my friend Victoria was crowded with dudes because they were like, she's gone. The cock blocker has left the conversation.
Okay.
But that's me when I have like a couple of drinks.
Right.
And when I'm like, and then the next day I was like, oh, that's why I'm not dating anyone. I mean, not that I have to change anything about myself.
No, you're perfect. You did nothing wrong in that scenario.
That's how I'm gonna attract someone who
everyone
is,
should act. That's how everyone should act when someone hits on them. You did nothing wrong. You're like, you want to be hit on so bad, but also pisses you off that someone would have the audacity to hit on you. But what would be the right way to hit on you? Ask about your cats.
Be like real honest about it.
Hi, I would like to hit on you. Would that be okay?
To put my pee-pee in your hole. I'm just kidding.
So that would be the correct way to hit on you?
No,
excuse me? Would you like some pee-pee for your hole?
In my mind, it's like a meet cute, like in the movie. Like it's not meant to be hitting on.
Okay.
You know, it's like we bump into each other or like something cute and funny happens and then we happen to talk to one another.
Right. Like, oh my God, shit, we're wearing the same beret.
Yeah. Like, and then we happen to have the best conversation ever and we notice like we hate the same things, you know?
Yeah.
And like we love feminism. We hate capitalism.
Yeah. Like we
want to save the world, but we also want nice things. Like we want to save money, but we also want to spend money.
If you were like,
we want a nice house. We love humor.
Alina.
We have trust issues.
Alina. If you
Is that too much to ask?
No, it's not. You're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. If you were standing at my wedding, like looking at my flowers and scoffing and rolling your eyes, and you notice someone across the table also like scoffing and rolling your eyes, and you look at them and he's like, the environment, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I just don't understand how you could kill so many flowers for 6 hours for a 6-hour event.
I would never
and
think
then
that.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
okay, what if? Good, I'm there.
And then he's like, and not to mention the misogyny in her dad's speech.
Ooh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, don't get me started. Yeah. What is he selling her? Yeah. And then you guys like got into this like amazing conversation about like how your wedding would be like so chill and so like not traditional and like blah blah blah. And then
no, we would talk about how we don't want to get married.
Oh, you would talk about how you don't want to get married.
But then later on, maybe we would decide to for taxes, and like then we secretly love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Then if that happened, then maybe I would finally have an American one-night stand.
That's what it takes for a one-night stand?
Yeah.
Alina.
Yeah, I need to be able to trust.
Meanwhile, like a couple months ago, you were hooking up with a guy who was criticizing your butthole photos.
Actually, yes.
If you didn't listen to that episode, that makes no sense.
So go back and listen to the episode with Caitlin Riley. We talk about buttholes and pooping and stuff. Not in the same. Okay. Anyway,
if you could give me advice,
yes,
one piece of advice for my wedding day, having been there, what advice would you give me?
Okay, there is some advice that I can't say out loud, but the advice that I would give you on camera would. Well, it was perfect. I mean, hearing your side of it, I would say fuck trying to like make everyone else happy, as hard as that seems, and just take it all in and try to be in the moment. And that's what I'm going to do when I watch the video. Yeah. Perfect.
Guys, send us your stories on Instagram. Send us your awkward stories. We want to read them.
Yes, your awkward stories from your awkward stage. And since we were just talking about dating, you know, if you have awkward dating stories or awkward wedding stories, we will take them all. And we might read them on the podcast.
Was your experience like mine? Let us know in the messages.
Are you as good as flirting
Awkward
as
Stage Pod.
Yes, on Instagram.
On Instagram. And leave us some reviews and, you know.
And love us. Really genuinely love us. That's all we ask.
See you next time. Bye.